We should start there because that visual, I can only see it in my brain. It's L just being like, so what's the big fuss?
No, the funniest thing is, so when it was down, I could just picture. The funniest thing was when it was down, I could just picture like LG looking around like, what? Why is what's going on with
Why
that?
is people flipping out, bro? Like, why is some people on the bridge right now? People just standing out there ready to jump. What's going on?
The old whistleblower, eh? Fuck out of here! I'm so sick of white people, bro. I've had it. Like I've had it. Jesus Christ.
They know buzzwords, don't they?
Whistleblower. Old whistleblower. Nigga, they did a whole interview like she was about to tell him like
not a damn thing.
Like what is going on? Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza's good, try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does wings like NWP. Order now online for takeout or delivery. Pull up and tell them Meet the Brave podcast sent you and give our big brother Morg love when you're in the building. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Uplifters, Black Cultural Strategy Company, powered by our brother Janelle Sion, and they have recently dove in creating original content, starting with their hit series Winning Formula, executive produced by our very own Alexius Franklin of Let's Bubble Productions. Be sure to tap in and find out all things culture, strategy, moving forward, plans. Like it's not, I think I told you that. My favorite part about Winning Formula isn't the show itself. It is really and truly that every conversation lends itself to solutions. And there aren't enough shows about that. Salute to Kevin Allen for pointing that out in the space of podcasts and people making all these shows. People don't really have plans, but every guest you guys have had, including myself, have been focused on the solutions, and I really, really appreciate that. So follow Uplifters. There's no vowels. Get over there to IG. Visit them online for all original content, merch, and event calendar as well to figure out where they'll be next for their domino activations. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by the REEF studio in downtown Oakland, where multi-tracking, music, podcast, audiobook, you name it, it can be done. And they also have a very, very dope series coming soon, powered by our brother OG Jaron. Y'all know him as the beatmaker extraordinaire for Larry June, myself, Grand National, Spoke Breeze, some of your favorite MCs in the Bay. So tap in the REEF Studios for all your studio needs. And don't be a lame. If you want your shit to sound and look the way our shit do, man, tap into the source. You can get it from the creators themselves. B. Simmons, OG Jaron, myself, Lou, happy to serve the community of Oakland and the creative community in the greater East Bay. Last and never least, Let's Bubble Productions. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Let's Bubble Productions, our very own Alexius Franklin, director, writer, filmmaker, storyteller, you name it, it could be done. If you partner with the right people, and Let's Bubble, Alexius Franklin, and crew just so happen to be those folks. With that being said, let's start the show. Nigga came and got the Swiffer. That's crazy. That's crazy. My nigga came and grabbed the Swiffer, bro.
Swiffer magic. Only the essentials.
Oh, man. It's the Meet the Brave podcast. I am Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex B.U.B.
My brothers.
Hey,
Nigga, you made it back.
I'm back,
Nah,
man.
he was about to try to go to something else. How you make it out? Gee, on God.
You know what? I feel like L.A. almost in ghost me every single time.
What I say? I said he ain't coming back.
Like, hey, I'll be very close. Every single time I leave a little piece of myself. So before long, I think that's where
Nigga, don't say that to me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me you left a little piece of yourself, bro. Don't talk to me like that. But Lex, did I call it? I said LA look good on bro. Like
It do though.
Gee,
bro, I'll be having a good time.
I'm sorry. I know niggas be trying to play the woke, peace king shit. Fuck out of here,
Peace
nigga. Hollywood look good on you, bro.
That's all.
Nigga, G
Shit, he
had
came back glowing different and everything. That's like that
out,
LA
bro.
son did something too.
Freedom, bro. Freedom.
Nigga, you have on a blazer?
Blazer.
What is going on?
Bro, it's like 100 degrees, bro. I was about to take that blazer off, though, then. I'm like, I had this full outfit, bro. I'm wearing this motherfucker.
Oh, man. How was it, though?
It was a good time. We had... It was just cool seeing that many black people at a polo event,
Come on.
bro. Like, it was at that thing, just posted it. But, you know, there was a lot of shit going on, a lot of conversations. So
Right.
it was a good time.
Well, shout out, big bro Tim House. We were doing a production Monday, and he goes, "Nigga, what was all the?" He's like, it would be one thing if he saw all the LA niggas at the polo shit, but he was like, it's hella town niggas there. What's going on? And do niggas even know the rules? Is what I
At all. Nah.
Nope.
Niggas just know you gotta put some clothes on, look similar to what folks talk about, bro.
Right.
So niggas be out there and all kind of shit, bro. Like,
Right.
don't give niggas like a reason to dress up for some shit
Thank you.
because niggas put their own little staple on it. So that's
Every
really
time.
what?
Every time.
Remember, you know how it was trying to get into the club. They talk about all the shit that you can't wear.
All right,
It's
bet.
like, all right, bet.
I'll be
Like,
back. Bet.
Bro, they just changed that shit just the ounce nigga each time, bro. They still can't get into the club, but bet is forming their outfit that entire like everything that's a failure. Niggas is making it into something, they molding into something.
Oh man, that I can't reiterate enough. The picture popped up. I said, wait a minute, but wait, the L had just texted us. Maybe it was maybe like 5 minutes in between your text and the picture popping up on the algorithm. So it was like, hey, let me let my niggas know that I'm in a whole nother part of the state real quick. I know we got a show to do, so I just want to give them the heads up. And then the picture popped. I was like, oh, this nigga out there living.
Because real life, the whole thing happened so quickly as far as like just dipping and then all that. But the way that I set my flights up was like, it was for sure about to be back that morning to like pop back in here.
Right.
But the way that the event was going,
You was like,
yeah,
yeah,
near played himself, bro. I was like, bro, I know damn well this ain't about to happen.
this ain't gonna go that way.
Like on paper, that shit like the basis.
In and out. I'll be right back. I got it.
Shit made so much sense on paper.
But once he touched down and tasted that air,
Right.
and the wind caressed his face,
You know what? If I'd have been like responsible and didn't do nothing Friday, then probably. But I already got like a little taste Friday,
pregame?
little pregame Friday.
What is
So Saturday was different, and I rolled right into Sunday morning. So I was like, bro, there's no way I could pull this off.
I gotta give Iman her praise, like always, as a creative, as the homie, like all that. But it's through her lens that I fully understand that landscape. And for so long, niggas was calling Hollywood LA. And they're not even remotely close
At all.
Like, please don't make that mistake and play yourself. Like, it's totally not the same thing. And once you get immersed in LA, you realize like how special LA itself is. LA is easily one of the best places in the world as far as like the people, the food, the creatives, all the shit like that. LA is just different.
It's completely different.
Hollywood, however, nigga, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. you can you could be a whole new person. And who gives a shit? It don't matter.
Every day of the week, man.
But
choose one.
there are the niggas that tap into Hollywood that get to be themselves and it just look good on them. Hey, wait, I don't know what you want me to say outside of that. Salute B Walk. It's a few homies making that pilgrimage and I'm like, hey, nigga, do your thing, cause it looks good. It's a certain vibe, man. I that made me happy, bro. Cause you outside is different. I know they got fucking what is it, the BBL and plastic surgery, all that shit. You can make a star if you want to. Like you could totally like Chucky on some Chucky shit. You could make nigga, you can make whoever the fuck you want, and then the algorithm and the way ad dollars work and all that shit, they can tell you how you supposed to interact and feel about this person as a star. Then it's the motherfuckers who just born that way, and you're reluctant. I don't know how you deal with this. You're reluctant, but nigga, I'm LG. Nigga, what you want me to do?
It pops in and out, man. Like it's times where I'm like, nigga,
what you want me to
yeah,
do?
like it's times where I'm like, yeah, nigga, that's me. But then like most of the time, be like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Right.
Yeah, but.
Right.
When it does happen though, it ain't no coming back, bro. Like,
ISO, get out the way.
1-4, bro. As a matter of fact, y'all just go sit down, bro.
Man, get out the way.
That
That shit is priceless. Before we get into it,
shout out my man T-Time.
hey, nigga, can Can you call Tim? Can you get him on the show? I just wanted. Now that we're older and got a little bit perspective on shit, there are things that I want to ask him because it's only ever been one Tim Pierce. Who East Bay's in the game, man? What's wrong with you?
Tim was on a fast break, bro, and decided to throw the ball underneath his arm, bro, to duck that shit. And it was just so unnecessary, but it makes so much sense.
That is what we will do. We will
throw an alley to himself, bro, just under his arm. I'm like,
we will pay proper tribute to the high school basketball legends the right way whose stories need to be shared. Tim Pierce is at the top of that fucking list.
Yes.
With no question. It's a few niggas that I just want to talk. We'll get to sports. the hoop shit gets crazy because it's a few of them high school legend niggas on that indictment list. So we gonna get to that, G. But before we start,
that list was nuts.
To all of our new subscribers, Lex, holy fuck, bro.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Lex between Lex and how don't. So what people are doing right now are going, oh, I'm so glad that y'all added Brittany to the show. She's such a welcome addition. Don't let that nigga get y'all fooled. My mom goes, Brittany damn near sicker than y'all, huh? I was like, yeah. You hear what she's saying? So
she even said while she was talking on the phone, I get to get all my toxic shit out with you.
Right. So B, we love you. Thank you for everything that you've brought to the show already. But one of the homies asked last night. We had a beautiful family event last night.
I mean, just for everybody to know, that both sides are toxic, bro. Like equally toxic at that. Like
I don't know if it's equal. I think the women might got us beat, fam.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a reaction though. It's
right.
a reaction to how niggas came out the gates with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
I'm just matching your energy, son. What you want me to do?
Like they had access. Once you got access to that emotional intelligence portion of things, plus the toxicity. Right. Yeah. Don't shelve it.
We last night, beautiful family event, and the family events always startle me a little bit because people will bring up shit on the show, and now you got in a debate about something you said 6 months ago. So I'm hesitant to do that, but last night it was nothing but love. Yo, Brittany, awesome addition to the show. What's her capacity? It's like, oh damn, we didn't make it official. Brittany Nation of the Conversation with Nation podcast is now producer of Meet the Brave podcast, and all the new fly ideas, shit, just tweaking and getting better is solely because of her. So salute to B. Thank you for your addition to the show. Y'all hear what's going on the blade too.
Telegraph.
Pimpin' ain't dead. You niggas is just scared, bro.
Man.
But it's like this where you decide to have that conversation at. So this week has been awesome because it's been like the Pimpin' Cuz outside right now, and then Gay Cuz was arguing with whomever driving with his sunroof open, and I don't know what's more terrifying. Pimpin' Cuz don't really scare me. Gay Cuz was making threats that was like you're the Wu-Tang skits when Meth and You God be saying the wildest shit they gonna do. Leave a wire hanger on a stove for like 40 minutes and just stick it in his, like, bro, what? Like, that's basically what bro was saying on the phone, and I was like, yeah, that's terrifying. And bro was like 6'10". 6'10" gay nigga, what you gonna do? But catch that fade. Seriously. Bro, our new subscribers, our new followers on IG, those who did convert over and subscribe on YouTube, thank you so much, and welcome. More than anything, if you are here because of the introductions the last few weeks, man, thank y'all for pulling up. If you haven't gotten familiar with the show, or you just getting familiar with it, buckle up, because it's a journey. Three brothers and their community more than anything. I'm gonna close this window because Pimpin' Cuz going crazy. You probably have like 3 edits because of OG.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Oh no, I already.
Oh, I'll never forgive myself. Leave that window open. New subscribers, right? That's
Yeah.
what we're doing,
We had like 588, by the way.
bruh. And that's where that's really the place to start. To our new subscribers who are here, just because you're getting put on, you're meeting people, and you're like, yo, this is really dope. Welcome to a journey of three brothers that are really immersed in the community, and we serve different roles and different dimensions of the community respectively, and then together it just casts such a larger net. And based off how the last few weeks have gone, I think that's okay. Not only do I think that's okay to lean into, I believe it deserves a much richer conversation. I think we'll figure out how to have that amongst each other. I think we are having it collectively. Salute Ryan, my brother in Amsterdam, who pointed that out, right? It's like there is a much needed dialogue around community, and we're like, fuck, we pulled up and serving and have been serving it, whether we knew it or not, but that's what we are serving currently. So if you are here and are new to the show, this is what you're stepping into. You'll hear a lot of names, reoccurring characters that pop in and out of the show itself and in our life, and then serve this particular region. And that's what's so dope too. Like, nigga, if you hit the East Coast, you can do $1 million worth of game. You can go tap in with Joe and them, earn your leisure. There's a plethora of platforms you can hit on the Eastern Seaboard if you want to. If you on the West Coast and you want to do some shit in LA, nigga, you can even bypass the Bay and go to Seattle and Portland if you want to, and do platform-based shit that'll provide that you just plug into. I know people get it. People aren't watching the numbers as closely, but the Bay is no longer a top 5 market. We're technically number 8 now, but we're not gonna get in that debate. Number 8, so still top 10. And the fact that there is not that people haven't tried, but the fact that there isn't a hub or a staple where you got to go plug into to go, yo, where can I go to find out about everything non-biased? Because here is not. Takes and conversations aren't gonna be based on personal experiences and emotions and shit. Like it's a whole bunch of niggas I don't fuck with how they morally set up, but that's not what we're here to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. So you got like a non-biased, in-depth, conversation-based platform that's gonna attempt to provide context and attempt to provide space and never duck the smoke. That part too. So, welcome. We're honored to have you. If you don't know how we get down, hit the DMs, hit me directly, hit Let's Bubble directly, and add to the show. This is y'all show too. So all ideas are welcome, suggestions, questions, information. Like, let's really push this line together and provide the most dynamic and balanced space for folks looking to grow. I won't even say like-minded, because I don't even you don't have to what does like-minded mean? Do we know what like-minded means? Does like-minded mean we all got to think the same, or is it?
I think it's a blind follow.
Huh. You don't necessarily know if we need any blind followers, right?
No, so, I mean it's always good to have them. I mean, you gotta have them in like a base or whatever. But
right.
That's not the specific priority that we're looking at. I think we're looking at a bunch of different ideas to come forth so that we can all grow.
Right.
So
right.
that's kind of where you get your growth from as an individual. But as far as like as a platform, then yeah, you definitely need like blind folks as well. So that's appreciated too.
All right.
Everybody is appreciated.
With that being said, I'm gonna hope that we got enough blind followers as we attempt to power our way through some of the more, earth-moving topics this week. It was a big week for sure.
Yeah, they'll hold us up in throughout the beta form thing.
Whistleblower or Chappelle first? I like to defer to my brother. First of all, how are y'all doing? I'm sorry, we did not check in. For our new listeners, we do check in for real before we just jump into shit and make sure we're doing those things as men that hasn't always been highlighted and supported and promoted. So when I check in with my dogs and vice versa, Poe called me last night. Was like, nah, niggas, think about my dog. Make sure you straight. You don't need nothing. It's like, I told him that I told you that too, G. Like when I got COVID, it was a lot of that. It was like, damn, I talk to G once a week because of the show. I like Lex and I'll call, but it's usually, hey man, this clip, like it's never like slowing down. So I've been trying to make a better effort to just make sure we checking in for real. So before we even just zoom past some shit, how my bro's feeling for real.
Good.
Great. Feeling good.
And then niggas do this. So hey,
you should have known that was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. It's just
no.
Niggas gotta say, hey nigga, I tried. Nigga, it's that part.
Solid attempt, man. Solid attempt.
Yeah, but then there's another dimension of that too, where you like, yeah, nigga, I'm great because of the threshold, right? Like, it's probably, when y'all both said great and good, it's like it's probably hella shit going on, but in comparison to what you've been through, you're like, it's a walk in the park.
Yeah, man, it's a Sunday.
So I think that's the part that people in general, but whether like you've got a life partner you're dealing with, or if you work in a setting where you're the minority and people are trying to get a grasp of that, that's the part of the empathy that's missing. The one step past that is knowing what that person has been through and why they might go, oh nigga, I'm good, and just kind of leave it at that. So we should unpack that one day in our own individual.
Yeah, I think that's a great topic for like live stuff.
Right.
Because then we could do it. We could do a circle around the room on folks just getting that.
Right.
Getting their input on how they deal with that type of deal.
Right. So, Lex, blow your whistle or
blow your whistle.
I mean, whistle blow. Nigga, you know what I mean.
I was gonna say we can do it too short.
Right. Or the closer.
I feel like we should do the whistleblower, and that will fall into the closer.
You think so? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You had a great take on it though. For those just tuning into the show, L made a real effort to be on social media, and I never been prouder. Like, I was so grateful. I was like, damn, my nigga really making an effort. He posting shit and like outside.
Hit the like button twice.
He liking shit. I'm like, okay.
I was trying to engage, man. Get some engagement points.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, nope, I'm out of here. I seen all I need to see. This shit is sick. It's worse than I even thought. G.
Oh man, y'all better than me, man. I can appreciate it.
G, can I? I've always wanted to ask.
What's up?
What did you peep that made you go, yep, I'm getting the fuck out of here? Because it was so abrupt.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mixture of things, to tell you the truth, but for the most part, I don't know. I just have a hard time dealing with like how online is, and I don't know like how that's gonna like. At some point, I have to get better about that shit because it's like the way of life. Like, this shit ain't going nowhere. But it's just about the approach to it, and I haven't been able to find the good meaning or medium, I would say, when it comes to like online and like my actual lifestyle and stuff like that. So I just have a hard time with that. So trying to be on there and like deal with everybody and like all the things that people are doing and pushing in your face and folks reaching out to you, being accessible. I'm terrible being accessible like that, so that's another thing. But the biggest thing though for me has to do with the approach that the fucking programmers and people that created these things, like what they've talked about as far as like keeping their kids away from it and them separating themselves away from it and feeling like the guilt of like where it's grown from.
Social Dilemma fucked you up, didn't it?
Bro, like it's just the idea of it, bro. Like
right.
I get it, but it's just, I think it has to do with like having that digital footprint and like really getting a grasp on what that means, because once it's out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think I love that I love that in your reasoning, you started there.
Cause I could be a sick nigga, bro, and I get that. And it ain't gonna take much for y'all to be like, oh yeah, cancel that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's the fucking self-awareness for me.
cancel that nigga.
So this is a beautiful physical representation of social media. You go, I'm a sick nigga. It ain't gonna take much for them to cancel me. Let me get the fuck out of here. I go, I'm a sick nigga. It ain't gonna take much for them to cancel me. Let me post more.
Let me get in there. Yeah.
Let me give you more. It's not gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I think that's and we'll talk about the closer. We'll talk about my beef with the closer, but I think that's the part. If you subscribe to cancel culture and all that shit, it's not hard to do. Everybody's a walking lick. Whether you're on social media or not, these hackers are fucking brilliant. And I mean world class brilliant. So stop sleeping on them first and foremost. Secondly, nigga, we do 2 hours every week of saying the most outlandish shit.
Hackers run the world, bro.
Bro, they could right now. I don't think we've said anything terrible. They could take this first 20 minutes and go, "I'll get this nigga the fuck out of here."
But that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, it has to do with not exactly what it is that you say or do,
right?
But the fact that everybody's plugged in, so they can affect your emotional connection to things just by constantly putting it into your face or putting it in a certain way.
Right.
And people don't realize that they're even having this imbalance that's going on because they're always connected, so they can control the masses whatever way they want to.
So this is the perfect lead in for the whistleblower. Francis is her name, I believe. Francis Hogan.
We had a nice Francis at GU.
This nigga.
It's only Francis I know.
only Chris. Hey, is Columbus Day tomorrow? That's crazy that that shit's still on the calendar and niggas got a holiday.
National Indigenous Day.
That don't count.
That's
like the Indians changing their name, fam. It's too late. I'm sorry. It don't count. Y'all might as well let the Redskins rock at this point because this is crazy.
Well, if it's gonna be similar to the Redskins, they could just make it the national holiday.
Nick.
It just be called the national holiday.
This is the national holiday.
America is a sick fucking place. And Francis, the whistleblower, kind of just put a stamp on the shit. Social Dilemma comes out during the pandemic. Oh my God. That was, talk about marketing and fucking timing, bro. That was brilliant. Everybody's at home. Everybody's panicking. Everybody's on edge. So this is going to be the talk of the talk. Nigga, that shit lasted for a week. And it was over. And it's niggas who work for the company telling you, to G's point, you don't let my kids be on this shit. Are you crazy? The engineers who made it are saying that. All right. Well, strike one for me. So everything up until that point had kind of been conspiracy and speculation. Going, oh man, marking them, you know what they doing over there. Like, it's just the conspiracy theories. And then they make a whole fucking documentary with the engineers who their NDAs are finally up so they can release the shit. It's business. Sorry if y'all didn't know that. Don't want to ruin it for anyone. But those folks had NDAs when they left. They couldn't just be whistleblowers right away. Francis was the only one to take the bullet for the people. She said, fuck my NDA. I'm telling now. Come after me if you want, Mark. It's fucking awesome, actually. Francis, I hope you and your team don't take this as a diss, because this has nothing to do with you. However, this has everything to do with this goofy ass climate that we live in. It's just goofy. That white lady got up there and told us everything we knew, and we went, "Oh my God, nigga!" She just did a fucking excerpt of Social Dilemma. Like, so if you didn't watch Social Dilemma, she just went up there and told you everything that the engineers that were in there told you in that documentary that nobody gave a fuck about.
That's what it is, though. Like, people didn't watch it. Mm-hmm. Like that, they steer clear for a reason.
So why do we care? Lion, what is it? The lions can't be concerned with the thoughts of sheep. Shit, like literally, if you a sheep, my nigga, I really can't do this back and forth with you. This dialogue shit, right? So that's that part separate of the shutdown. Lex is like, nigga, I would have paid to see L's face when everybody's Facebook and Instagram was down.
Oh, it would have been great. I would have paid racks too.
Nigga, we paid for that bullshit Wilder fight last night. I would have paid for that. That's for damn sure. What? So we already established why you're not on there. What was your setting? What was your What were your surroundings like when that was happening? Because I know we just so happened to have the luxury of being on a production, and it just didn't matter. So I don't want to diss nobody and say that I wouldn't have been having withdrawals too, but we were working, so it literally didn't register to me.
Yeah, I didn't notice because I was editing.
Right.
So.
I'm not gonna lie, and this is kind of what happens when you go like zero dark the way that I be going. Like I didn't even know that shit was transpiring.
Niggas like, what's going on?
Yeah, I had zero clue that was even a thing. I only knew about it because I was because of YouTube, like watching like different interviews or whatever,
right?
And like the influencers was talking about it, so that's the only reason why it even came up,
right?
Was them talking about like the people that do depend on like running their social media feeds and doing stuff through like reaching out to the direct fans and stuff like that. I get it on that level, so I got to see like what their panic mode would be. I'm trying to think. I was watching. What's the name? I was watching Drip. Fuck, bro, with the big ass eyes. That comedian, bro.
Who?
The one that's doing like the
OCP?
No. He's doing the character Drip as like a rapper now. He was on the Breakfast Club. Oh. I forgot his name, but he's
Country Wayne.
Country Wayne. Yeah. So I was watching his interview, which was a really good one actually. If you haven't seen it. But that's where I got like the information, and that was probably a few days ago. So I think I might have missed the wave because if it happened prior to then, so that's on y'all. What was the basic synopsis of it though? Like it was just that there was a whistleblower and then they just shut it down. Why they
no, these are two separate things.
Oh, got it.
To my understanding.
So somebody hacked Facebook.
No, from
Facebook shut it down.
Now we're gonna go into a little bit of conspiracy talk.
Let's do it. That's what we're here for.
Let's do it.
Somebody said that after the whistleblower happened,
which was on 60 Minutes, by the way. If anybody didn't watch that interview, it's fucking, it's amazing just because of the display. Like
they got the damsel in distress.
It checks off every box.
Damsel.
It checks off every box.
Was she in the? Was it just her silhouette, or she was showing?
No. She is.
She, they had to show the tears and everything.
Right.
I had to show the.
I just didn't want to be associated with anything like this anymore.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of them. It was one of them. It's gut wrenching. My bad, Lexi. I'll cut you off.
The conspiracy talk is
a woman of the people.
After she blew the whistle, that Mark Zuckerberg hit the button and was like, "Oh, we got to delete some files." So that's why everything shut down.
It's called the Kansas City Shuffle, folks. If you haven't seen Lucky Number 11, it happens all the time.
So
and I said it. I go, this is a terrorist attack. Whether they want to call it that or not, whether they're promoted as such, what is happening right now is a terrorist attack. But what happens in a terrorist attack? Everybody looks left. It's some player shit happening on the right. Big moves. What do you know? A few hours later, Instagram's back up with all the new updates and shit. And you're like, wait a minute, nigga, what is going on?
Yeah, and they said the employees lost their work emails. Like everything's gone. So any old emails, everything was just gone all of a sudden.
Bro,
and now we've started.
Do you think that is just like one button, like the
yes.
the president has
yes.
like the codes
it's just
for like nuclear?
One button, and Mark pushed that shit from his island and motherfucking he wasn't nowhere. He didn't even have Wi-Fi, fam.
He always got the case with the button in it.
What?
With a person that specifically just carries the button.
Just the button. It's a nigga. It's a nigga that's been
like
getting.
it's like the roller, like the weed roller. Like you just gotta have him on hand.
Mark Zuckerberg has a nigga that's been getting a salary since he's. How long has Facebook been around? Since 2005, 6.
My man makes 6 figures to hold the button.
To hold the button.
6 figures annually.
And I bet you he was crying. I knew this time.
I knew I'd get my moment. I knew it.
Brother had the button for over 10 years.
It got the pussy and it was like, that's it. That was it. It's so underwhelming. It's so underwhelming. I don't know, bro. I don't know what I was expecting when it came back on. This was expecting some wild shit. And it was like, that was it. So
that's hella funny.
As we get into the closer, it's kind of exactly how I feel. That's it. This is it. This is your walk off. I'm gonna let y'all have it first, cause I don't want to be that guy.
I got an interesting take. I
don't want to be that guy. Y'all got it, man. Give y'all man
okay.
his roses, man. Give that man his flowers. Come on, G. I'm trying to be serious here, man.
I don't even feel right giving roses, bro.
I'm trying to do a show over here, man.
Oh man, no, I get it though. But I rocked with it, man. I thought that it was. Given it being a walk off for the Netflix deal, and then also supposedly for talking about that particular community, then I thought that he covered all the bases. I think the only thing that came from that was a little shaky for me was just like telling the baby story that way, just because it didn't give the full context for people that didn't know. Right. So that kind of just creates more fire for that particular individual, for people that was already in that fire, that was already putting fire in that box. So that's about the only thing. But then again, that's the only way that you can drive that point home. Right. Is that you can't give it context. So I get the creative portion of things. Like I get that. And Brett's still an amazing storyteller. So that fucking story about the trans person that passed, unfortunately, that committed suicide, that was just an amazing setup for me. And I got a show to talk about as far as it could have ended when he did like the joke about the telling his daughter about
your dad was a great woman.
Yeah, so I get it ending right there, but I also get the driving home the punching down. Right. Because that's always my viewpoint as well. Right. And that's for that entire community. The underlining message is just that who do you think is driving the car for this community to get all of this? I know it feels like a long time coming for that community, which I understand, but as far as like the leaps and bounds that it's made, it's still a short period of time. So the leaps and bounds that it's made is only due to a specific. It has a driving force, and we know what that is. If it wasn't white men that were in that protected class, then it wouldn't get the traction that it has. Right. So let's just keep it a buck. If we had white men in the black community, then we would be way further. All of our agendas would definitely get pushed if we had white men that felt that they were black individual, whether there was a black man or a black woman or black in general. If you just looked at yourself as black, then our agendas would get pushed. So I definitely get, that's the underlining message for it. All the other stuff, it wasn't meant to be funny. I think Chappelle, at the point he's at now, the actual dropping like little jokes and stuff like that is just for him to get to the message that he wants to get across, which is he's an amazing storyteller. So it just bridges the gap for him to tell his story. All the little jokes that he was dropping in the middle of things, it's like slapney jokes. That's like a low branch or whatever, low hanging fruit for.
It's intentional. Yeah.
It's intentional, exactly. But the underlying message, though, I thought was important.
Right, Bob, how'd you feel? Because you, I thought about you a lot as a filmmaker, and as a writer. but then as a fan too. How do you watch shit? How do you watch it? Do you
Usually I have to watch his a couple of different times because the way my mind works, I have to. First, I'm just watching it, and then I go back the second time, and then I'm like watching it. Honestly, on the scale of how did they shoot it? Because for some reason, to me, how they shoot it to me determines on how the joke's supposed to hit. Because if you notice, they'll slowly zoom in on certain parts.
Yeah.
But then they cut wide. But then they'll cut to a medium. It's just random.
It's intentional, yeah.
Yeah, it's all intentional. And then the third time I watch it and like really pick apart the jokes, and I've only watched it like 1.5 times.
Right.
So I'm still like, there's a lot I'm still breaking through, but there was just one thing that stuck out to me, and that was the thing that I wrote down when he said the joke about the space Jews, and the crowd like went silent.
Bro, saying that back is hilarious.
Space Jews.
Space Jews. Yeah. Nobody? Okay.
No.
And then the second, he talked about the Clifford nigger.
Yeah, Clifford, the big black nigga. Yeah.
Everybody laughed hard.
One and out.
And for me, it made me feel uncomfortable just for the simple fact I was like, oh, wow.
Right.
Like, you guys didn't even connect that within yourselves in that crowd.
Right.
So that was the one thing that I really honestly took from it. But like I said, I'm still like taking it apart.
But that's
for
the
myself.
point, though, is
That's
that
exactly the
it's
point.
so easy to make fun of black people, and y'all feel lightly about joining in on like that, on the hoopla about it.
Right.
But the moment it's something that has to do with a potential protected class, which black people should be protected, but we're not. If it's a potential protected class or a protected group or whatever, or somebody that you're not supposed to talk about through history, then everybody fucking silent.
Exactly.
You know, that's weirdo shit. But it is what it is.
It's
People just don't know that they're associating this. You know what I mean? Like they don't understand that they've been. You know, this is mind control.
exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like you can make a million jokes about like the time of slavery and all that, but if you make one joke about the Holocaust, your shit's fucked up.
That's a wrap. It's a wrap. You might lose your life talking about the Holocaust, bro.
And I say with the utmost love, sincerity for my niggas, literally for my niggas. So, dead ass. Like, it could only, and I only say that because it's been that. So when Dave is Dave, and is giving us the Chappelle Show, and is giving us these plethora of extraordinary stand-ups, and your walk-off, your walk-off can't have any hints of being tone deaf, bruh that's got to a bag and is gonna die on this hill that don't have nothing to do with the people who aren't being spoken for. So you take another platform and provide an even larger platform for some folks who you already deem is moving to pieces. Cool. But if I'm gonna have that same smoke for the fake woke niggas that spend their days on Twitter and on Facebook and shit, oh, I hate mumble rap, blah, 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 instead of bigging up the niggas you like, I gotta have it for Dave. It's just a weird thing to fixate over and to spend so much time on, when it'd be different if he didn't have hella shit within his immediate realm to really die. Like that blacks and Asian shit, he skimmed right over that. That was supposed to be a 45-minute conversation because of the dynamics in his own home. And then how that particular conversation really is one that has been completely ignored and no one's attempted to have it because it's so delicate. I'll even throw myself on the fire for that one. I've purposely come in here and have not had conversations about what was happening, the Stop Asian Hate shit. Purposely. It was like, I'm staying away from that. It's just scary. Because no one knows how to dissect it, and I would have been thoroughly impressed with that one because of his own proximity. But again, that's me projecting as a fan. Y'all know how I feel about Dave. He's up there. But I think this tone deafness is a resemblance of his writer's room. His writer's room shouldn't have, his partners shouldn't have let this shouldn't have happened. Because while the story was great, it wasn't great enough to have your last special of a run of specials with Netflix blend on this one, in my own opinion. And I love so much. I love so much when people make it to a certain threshold where it's either you fuck with it or you don't. You'll never be allowed to have this sort of nuanced conversation about them. You gotta either like it or you hate it. And to Dave's credit, he kind of thrives on people not fucking with him like that. That shit don't bother him because to his point, I walked away from 50. Nothing can scare me at that point. Y'all can't cancel me. I walked away from 50 million, and even that, like, nigga, do your special on that. Like, that part alone in itself, removing the trans conversation, because I don't know, it's and then B brought up a really good point. Do we think what did she say? Gender neutrality is a solution to gender equality. Do we believe that?
I already said my feelings on that. Oh, my bad, but that one didn't make it out. That was from when you have like the technical difficulties.
Oh yeah.
We had that conversation about that.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, y'all can allow that to take place if y'all want to in order to get gender equality, but just know that you're gonna be in the exact same boat that we're sitting in as black people, where like you allowed something to completely transpire underneath your nose in order to think that you're gonna piggyback on it when it's piggybacked on you, and you're not gonna reap any of the benefits. And the example that I had to do with the transgender that was allowed to fight against women,
right,
and beat the brakes off of a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the way that nobody wanted to say anything about that,
right,
and allowed it to transpire in order to think that at some point you could probably get some equality out of that.
Right.
But truth be told, what's going to happen is you're just going to have transgenders at the top of all of your sports. Dominating. And you still got to look up at a man. And so at what point did you thought you was about to get equality?
And I go, so? Yeah, y'all made it this way. So because you're right, G. I couldn't agree 100% more, but it's the equivalent of moving the goalpost. Dave called it out. It was like, yo, this is white men again figuring out how to flex another space. Y'all saw the showrunner from fucking Dear White People or whatever, nigga. I kept trying to figure out. I was like, all my partners was like, you watch Dear White People? I'm like, no, that shit is so tone deaf. Like, I immediately, like, even the film I damn near didn't fuck with. Keep it a bean with you. But gave it a pass. Didn't really look into who did what on the film. Still was like, ooh, this is casted very, ooh. And then the show came out and I was like, oh, this is terrible, nigga. Like, this is absolutely terrible.
I would never.
Would never, right? You would never.
I ain't about to watch that shit.
At all. So, I guess there is a... It happens all the time. Companies, hey man, we got black people on our staff, but for whatever reason, they can't offer us that cultural equity that we need. So can you come in and do your thing, money? I'm like, I'm good. It's just nasty. And then you show up, and those few black people that are on the staff they're pressed because they've been the only ones in there. And so they pandering and having these weird ass conversations that don't have nothing to do with what's going on if you outside for real. At all. There are amazing black people that are starting companies and that are entrepreneurs that are building that'll infiltrate the education system on all levels and doing significant things. But yet again, here's another hour-long platform dedicated to some other fucking group. I'm sick of it, bro. And then you get to mask it as, I wish we I'm only saying this because I'm jealous. Fuck out of here. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And then to your point, to tell the baby story without the proper context, again, it doesn't serve anything other than making that man's situation way harder than it's needed to be from jump. Granted, he made the mistake. That's isolated from him defending himself and his person, and more importantly, his own family. I don't give a fuck what you look like, nigga. You run down on me and mine, you for sure getting smoked. I don't give a fuck, nigga or not. You getting hit, and y'all that tabloid, that headline can read however it want. I'm gonna be like, Bum B, hey, that you threaten me and mine, it's good. So those conversations they genuinely don't correlate. And those are the beats and the measures that as a fan and as somebody that just wants black folks to not care so much about what everybody else got going on. I for whatever reason, I have landed at a space where us being so engulfed in everybody else's business got us not dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Don't give a fuck. Especially when it comes to people's sexual identity, bro. That shit is strange to be that obsessed with it. Because to me, it doesn't feel like that's where the fight is. To me, it feels like the fight is where the money is at. So, with that in mind, Dave, put your bag with Hove, put your bag with nigga. Y'all, but all this other, talking about all this other shit, that's why the CLB and Donda shit was so weird. And I don't want to hear about none of that goofy shit. Show me where the money at so we can compete with these folks. Because that's what it is. Go look at every top tech company and go see what that CEO identifies as sexually, and you're going to go, oh, that's where the advancements came from? It ain't came because no cancel culture. It came because they bag is long. Long. And they can cut other people money off in the process too. So that conversation I'm open to have. But if you're gonna stop talking about the money and how that throwing that weight around matters, then bro, I can't even properly entertain this shit. Cause you still stop in the fucking yard short of the end zone. You right there. So, Dave, but I love you though. Shit, I hope that sounds like love. I hope it don't sound like smoke, but I literally was watching that shit going, And I laughed like everybody else, but I was just disappointed to have to sit through another hour and a half of somebody else being discussed.
I get the angle that you're coming from. I understand. I don't know, but I think the closer that he was going for, he probably didn't think about it on a larger scale, which is what you're talking about. But the closer just has to do with what his entire catalog at Netflix is.
No, in fact, I got that.
So I can get that shit about the way. So just closing out on that one.
Chapter.
Because he has this is something that we don't know shit about because we're not him.
Right.
But he has daily battles with that community. So in order to like have this final conversation, because I don't know if you have the particular stories on like people just coming up to you or messing with you or whatever about things that they read, you know what I mean, as opposed to what they've heard,
right?
Then I can get why you have like an ongoing grudge, especially if you don't have any other worries and you don't pay attention to anything else. I get you. I get what you're saying.
That's my part. You don't have no other worries.
But sometimes they just have a beef, bro. Like, I got a beef, bro. I got an ongoing beef with this group of people. My bad. All right, I'm gonna end this beef, but I got one thing. I got one last thing to say first.
Yeah. I can't.
I get you.
I can't roll. I can't. 15 Seconds to Fame, new HBO series, HBO Max. Not even a series, it's a doc. They pose a brilliant question. Please tap in if you haven't. People put more energy into the individual and hold individuals accountable than they do. Hold on, what does B say? This is Brittany's take. People put more energy in needing to cancel or hold individuals accountable who they don't know, and the punishment that person suffers will never affect your life. Yet we don't cancel corporations or government systems that actually negatively affect our everyday lives. It's kind of how I felt watching the Dave shit. Honestly, it's how I feel when niggas protest Gucci. It's all just strange. The amount. Oh no, the niggas that got a lot to say but got partners that pimp still. That's weird to me. And it's everybody just picking their moral compass. I don't know, bro. I just don't like so in the vein of cancel culture. That if that can be shut off for me, it just wasn't for me. And maybe it's different because I ain't had a few M's taken from me. But I just never been one to overstay my welcome. Or obsess over spaces where I'm not welcome or valued anyway. That's also strange too. And so go ahead, G.
I think it's the pile on culture part of things though. Like it's not so much that folks like somebody's trying to cancel you or this group of people is trying to cancel you. It's the fact that once somebody does that and they follow suit, then it's just like, why is everybody else doing that? Like, do you have an actual mind to? Are you even paying attention whatsoever to what's going on, or are you just following suit, or do you just not want to be caught?
Right.
In this moment, that's the weird part of the equation. So I think that's why folks be like thinking about the whole cancel thing. But to Britt's question or thing that she was talking about or whatever,
15 minutes of shame.
Yeah, the 15 minutes of shame. I haven't seen that, but
15 seconds of shame.
Got you. But I haven't seen that. But
the question that they frame in it, or
the question on there,
the point that it's a point that they make. It's a
yeah,
it's something that they're exploring.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. That just comes down to like tangibility though. Like, is the individual tangible? Yes. Like I can map and I can see who that is and pay attention to who that is and look at that person, and that's who I can frame my opinion towards. So that whether somebody framed up on me or not, I can still have this energy towards that person. It's a lot more difficult to do it towards something that's why you don't know the names of the executives in these companies. You rarely do, then most of the energy you can't really put towards the entire corporation, especially if they're supplying certain goods that has like, I hate to use the word culture, but cultural standing. Like some things you can be manipulated into still purchasing, even if you have a different opinion towards them. And that's the effective nature of hiding behind like a LLC or hiding behind a fucking entire organization, is that if you can mask whatever dirt that you do behind supplying goods, then it's possible that you can get away with murder. But as an individual, and that's tangible, they hold more weight as far as like they have more of an opportunity for people to have a certain feel towards them. So I think that's kind of what comes down to for me personally. As an individual, like you just had this whole thing for Dave, you know what I mean? But the platform that it's on was Netflix, and they were trying to like get Netflix to take it off of there. But why would Netflix do something like that? Why would they sever a tie with Dave, the corporation of Dave, as opposed to like the individual Dave?
Oh no, but they did bury it though. Like it ain't on top nothing. It ain't on the front page. You gotta go search that motherfucker. Like you. So I mean, again, like you can tweak things to play the fence. And everyone is playing the fence until it absolutely lands in their backyard, and they're pressed with a decision to make. Do I cancel this person? If we have a homie accused of sexual assault, watch how many niggas stop posting, I love you, bro, and stop posting them pictures. And then when they're acquitted or the charges are dropped or it's proved that it didn't happen, nobody say a fucking word. It happens all the time. So I'm just trying to figure out in this space. To your part, it's tangible, but the amount of energy to reshape your circumstances and actually have it to where you don't have to be concerned whether the Jewish community protects black folks, the Asian community protects black folks, the white folks protect black. Like, you don't have to be concerned with none of it because we got our shit sewn so tight and run like a well-oiled machine, and ain't nobody coming through here doing nothing that's gonna impact us, and we not see no bread from it, and they pillaging. It's not gonna happen. Where's that line being pushed at? It's a lot of niggas that get inside the door, get inside those rooms, and just shut that motherfucker behind them, and so there isn't any play to have none of that in place. It's a lot of systemic shit internally that can be addressed before I go do an hour-long special on for the trans community. That's all. This all I'm saying. And that to B's point in the 15 seconds.
Towards or for?
Both.
Like just attention period.
Is that not how this works? Is that not how platforms work? Like, if you got that many eyes and you got that many people tuned in, whether they feel a way or not, it highlights a community. It's all anyone's talking about right now. Because you took your platform to do that. And it's the same thing when you scale it back and you scale it down to the users and why why Francis blew the whistle. Facebook only shows the stuff that riles up people's emotions. Bullshit. Americans, not just Americans, but the world only loves tragic shit. You driving past an accident, you're like, why this shit taking so long? Nigga, then you get to your turn and you like, God damn. It happens all the time. Instead of just minding your business, just go. It wouldn't think about that, bro. It wouldn't be no traffic if niggas just minded their business. That's crazy, especially when you live in this motherfucker. You hit the maze. Oh my God, you'll sit there forever. But no, I gotta see what's going on. This is, it's a hell of a business model. So to bring it full circle for me, Francis, yeah, but so. Because niggas is going to click on it anyway. Put some tragic shit up there. Put some divisive shit up there. And it's what's going to move the meter. Because everybody just got to go see. And if they didn't go see for themselves, best believe they got a fucking hot take to go with it. To Dave's point. It's like everybody I see quotes that same fucking article because it's the same thing that pops up when you type Dave Chappelle trans. It's the same. Or like, try it right now. That same article from however the fuck many years ago pops up every time, so I can see how he could get annoyed at, like, God, bro, y'all not even gonna watch the special. So then, that's my point. If you know these people aren't even watching the special, nigga, you give them a whole hour and a half. That's crazy. And there's some niggas that fuck with you for real that are voiceless. Dave is able to do something 99% of black comedians aren't able to do, and that's to play predominantly white rooms and still have hella niggas that fuck with him because he put hella people on. Carlos ain't in that spot just yet. I wonder what rooms Clayton English is playing, because to me, those are two of the more brilliant comedians that are ascending right now, just like in terms of their thought process and how they deliver. I don't even think it's close, to be honest with you. But I know No Los is playing predominantly black rooms. So inside a said predominantly white room, this is what we're talking about. That's all. I'll leave it alone after that. I feel like I'm putting a black cloud over the shit. I totally didn't mean it. I told Morgan yesterday, I was like, I probably should keep this shit to myself.
No, it's too late. You was sitting in that seat charged up. You was ready to go.
No, I told him this yesterday though. I was like, nigga, I like, cause he did the same thing, like the Chappelle shit on my nigga. And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna be quiet. Because everyone's been doing it. Like, it's the thing you do when you go have a drink, go have dinner and shit, happy hour. You watch the Chappelle, and it's, yeah, nigga, I love that shit. I was like, oh, go smoke real quick. I'll be right back.
And another thing, nigga.
G, I don't know how
the first one don't have to be had because that was like an idea I had last week. So I'm pretty sure we talked.
No. I was only gonna bring it up because in my mind it fits with this conversation. Do you think that standard business practices are practiced because no one knows what they're doing, knows what they're really doing? So in order to remove improvisation and accountability, you insert the blueprint.
Mm-hmm. It was just a thought I had because there was a lot of conversation about that. I think I might have paid attention to like Rory Mall or something like that about contracts and shit like that. I think I was during what's the name during Karen Civil's situation.
Right.
But I was just wondering. I know
we never got to talk about that, huh?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I was wondering like what folks thought as far as like the reason why that's just inserted as like a thing and like you just hide behind it as that's what. Well, shit, that's the standard, you know, like that. Like folks will just tell you that's the standard,
right?
But is that due to like being lazy, or is that due to like happen to you? Just have to. This is just what I have to do because it was done to me, so it's like a bad taste in my mouth. Therefore, or this is the only thing I know, or like what that could potentially be. I don't know. And also, maybe it does it mean that you just have to make as much money as possible initially in order to have staying power. I don't know if that's another part of it too. Like you gotta fuck some people over to have staying power until you can get to a position of, you know, where your money isn't as tight. Because I think initially your money's tight as fuck.
Right.
So like the things that you do can be like unethical or something that's outside of the realm of things that you would think that you would do. Until you're presented with the opportunity and it's like, well, shit, the cookie jar is right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, ain't nobody looking. I bet I'm gonna take me a few.
Right. You know what I landed on? Because we've been having a conversation about hard work beating talent. There's another layer to that conversation. Because if hard work could beat talent, it's a lot of non-talented, hard-working motherfuckers inside of systems. And so when all the talent is removed and it's just a bunch of hard-working people, guess what you can implement? Some old-ass bullshit rules. Because there's no talent in there to challenge it. So then you get some talent that pull up and go, hey, yo, this kind of goofy, ain't it? No? Nobody don't think so? All right, it's just me? Bet. But if that's been the premise for since the beginning of man, is that hard work is going to beat talent every time. All right. But just accept the fact that inside of those systems where you're talking about that, if no talent is curated or nurtured, it's a whole bunch of hardworking motherfuckers who don't have any agility or just hella rigid. This is just what's going to happen. You're gonna be Francis inside of a culture at Facebook and be internally conflicted because you don't know how to challenge it without blowing the fucking whistle. That's the only reason I brought it up, because it all, to me, at least my sick ass brain can find a way to connect that shit.
I get it.
It's just a bunch of non-talented motherfuckers outworking the talented folks. Or better yet, not even outworking the talented folks, just knowing how to work.
Snoozing.
Goddamn, you right. That's exactly how you say it. Schmoozing.
Like, brown nosing.
Yes, that part.
You know, rubbing some shoulders.
The talent over in the corner, like, yo, this shit goofy, B.
Bro,
like that. In my mind, the talented niggas from New York, from old New York, though, is like, yo, B. They talk
Real
like
God?
they talk like RZA in season 2. Nigga, why did Ashland change his voice in season 2? Are y'all watching Wu-Tang?
I thought it was because he was trying to say RZA went through puberty or something.
Oh, RZA's going through. What is wrong with you? That's method acting like a motherfucker. RZA hit puberty. What's wrong with your man? That's crazy.
I was like, oh shit, this nigga's serious. This nigga done with it.
Wait, I wonder if he'll do it. He probably won't. Deuce has been walking around for 3 weeks talking like RZA. It's fucking hilarious. This is an abrupt pivot, but a lot of new music has been coming out for weeks, but none of it matters because Don Toliver came out and
For real. For real.
I might have been this much gay when it came out, like this much. Team looked at me like, nigga, what's wrong with you? I said, this is so good. Oh,
no bullshit.
And
no
then
bullshit.
I'm just this is how you know music is good, when you just riding G and you're just looking out the window, but you driving though.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not looking out the window, nigga. I'm
Looking on the side.
the side. Ain't no view. Don just got you thinking about everything, and then he hits a harmony.
He covered all the bases, man.
It's a joint on there where they flip some Prince drums, fucking brilliant. But there's a section on there where they flip I don't even know if they flip it. It just reminded me of Sade, and then I went, oh, this nigga's cheating. This just Sade with 808s. So how the fuck can you lose? And to me, how can you lose?
No, you wrote that. You were onto something. That was my take too. Is just like, if you want to know the difference between like a Travis and a Don Toliver,
Yep.
if you didn't know the difference already, then I would say like Travis is trying to be like it's a turned up version of like rap shit. Like it's kind of like some stadium rap shit.
Right.
Don is more on like, this nigga really wants to be an R&B artist, bro.
He is serenading.
Like that would be his calling if he could sing. Like he would definitely do that shit. But given that they had a power of the machine
Of technology.
bro, this nigga, we're so lucky that there's a power of some technology, because we would never get a nigga like this,
Right.
to have this type of creativity towards that shit. But yeah, bro, the way that album even starts.
From jump, he don't even wait.
Escapist, bro.
He just get to the shit. Gee,
that shit got a pulse in it, bro.
I said, what's happening? What is happening? Because, you know what? Heaven or Hell. Heaven or Hell was amazing, but it was kind of like, oh, this is what this should sound like. Mm-hmm. Nigga, life. This shit. I didn't know what I was supposed to expect. I didn't expect it to sound like this.
I knew he had some up his sleeve though. Given the first two singles, like
true,
the first two singles,
that's real.
That was way
real.
too far. Like that was way too different from the first album. But like also, it's just like natural progression.
As a fan, that's okay. As a fan, I'm just going, that's just the natural progression. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
nigga, I didn't know the whole album was gonna be that.
He had to have that in tech though. Like given the way them first two singles came out and they had some separation between them and they just been living. They ain't gonna drop nothing else after that shit.
What you need, I told T, I was like, hey, what you need come on, and I kind of forget where I'm at every time.
And everybody got a crush on Kali Uchis, so.
But it's Kali Uchis in a. Ooh, that pocket is just different. It just felt different. I don't know. That joint is crazy.
And Don got one of the better ways to say, nigga, like, yeah, nigga, just give him the bread, no, nigga.
Right. right.
Like, why you thinking about that shit?
Get out
think about that shit, bro. I'm gonna take her, nigga. Give her the bread, nigga.
Get out of my way. Sports. Before we go, Bomani is moving to HBO. In addition to, like, he's like, yo, contracts is I'm under contract till March at ESPN, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. We might renew, we might not, but his HBO show is official. Salute to Bo, Monty Jones. If y'all know, y'all know.
Nah, ESPN about to lose all they talent. It's just gonna be Stephen A.
Evening Jones.
Stephen A from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m.
Right, nigga, all day.
Bro, he's on NBA Tonight too now. Like it's gonna be him, like Magic Johnson and somebody, bro. That nigga has
Bro,
like 5 shows
y'all
on
can
ESPN.
keep Stephen A. takes, bro. Yeah, y'all can keep him.
That's gonna be crazy. Just during commercial, he just puts on.
Bro, he got
right. Just walk to the new set, like nigga, you was just on a whole nother show.
Bro, he saw the Get Up and got jealous, bro, and got Max up off of First Take so he can make his version of the Get Up.
Right.
Like, bro, hey, I want all y'all to come sit in and come talk to me.
Right. I'm the
That's
talent.
impressive.
Hey, nigga, if my network is my network,
That's impressive pull, bro.
Nigga, 18 NBA players indicted with the healthcare scheme, estimated around $4 million. The money, the scheme, none of that was what jumped out. It was the players that were on the list that did it for me, G.
Bro,
some of my dogs was on there.
It was that one Clippers team and Cleveland Cavaliers team.
Right.
I was like, yep.
This is what we doing.
Like that Cavs team that Brian came in on, and then that Clippers team, bro. That was it Clippers or Portland that got cold? Like all the niggas that was smoking and shit.
Portland.
Okay, it was Portland. All right, so yeah, it was one of them. But the
What
Clippers team too.
Honest. What were your first reaction? What was your honest first reaction? Not you had the day to walk around with. What went through your mind when that headline popped up?
No lie, the names that was on the list, I was like, oh, okay.
I knew it. Oh, hey, God, I knew that shit.
Hey, no lie, when I saw that list, I was like, bro, I wasn't surprised by a name on that list, bro. Even if I didn't know who that was, if I was just reading the name, I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, that's a given. That nigga for sure saw the opportunity. You know, the Great Gatsby, like, I don't know, I guess he saw the opportunity, I suppose. Like, who the fuck knows, bro? Like,
oh my gosh.
That was the first reaction, but also like a secondary one was just that fuck, like, this is something that's been ongoing with not to put a light on this one, but this is just these cases in general.
Right. This
is something that my family has to deal with as far as how hard it is for them to get like the unemployment, right. Like their health care stuff.
Cover
like
California, yep.
Yeah, all their coverage or whatever, how hard it is for them to get it when they actually need it.
Right.
And then we got the scammers out here living their best lives that then like sullied the whole market or whatever, where they not giving it to the people that actually need that shit.
Right.
Which is like that's the unfortunate take that I take from it, because I'm just like, bro, I got family that really, really needs money right now, that can't do anything about it because of their medical situation right now.
Right.
And it's folks out here eating off of some shit that is not true, just cause. And that got pushed through, and then I started thinking deeper into it. Like, there has to be a reason for that, though. Like, there has to be a tracking mechanism that says that we're going to give out a certain amount of money to fake shit in order to indict them later. For some odd reason. So I'm trying to figure out what that is, but there has to be something like that.
Right.
Because these things don't go missed, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like eventually it comes to light, but there has to be a reason why there's so much, especially during the pandemic, why it was overwhelming amounts of it.
I think the context, we've been talking about proximity and context, I think is important for you, because you're not just speaking on some conspiracy shit. The business you're in, you've had to interface with this type of scamming like one-on-one.
Over and over.
Okay, so my bad. I just wanted to add that to your point.
Over and over. But like, that's just my thought process on it. Is like there's a underlying reason for why so many of them are going unnoticed. Right. Initially, and you think that you're hitting a lick, and you think that this is, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, the people that actually need it actually get fucked over. And I don't know what that looks like either on the back end, on like how long those people even survive with their lack of funds that come in for shit that they actually need when they can't actually do anything about it. Right. Bro, I don't know, but that just goes into like how these things go, like, nigga, don't think that, I know y'all think that money is just like some shit that is real, and like, you can't like, once you have it and blah. Bro, I believe that money has tracking mechanisms on it, and you just don't get away. Like fucking paper money, no, but like the transaction of money,
absolutely,
that shit all has tracking. You know what I mean?
We've been really, really diving into NFT crypto, trying to understand those spaces a lot more, especially as creatives. Salute to Brittany Jenkins out in Philly. Salute to Tara, Asan. There's some real factors we got access to that's really been trying to shake shit up, but do it through the lens of creators. And to your point about the scamming shit, G, it's really scarce out here, for real. And so your brain went to that. My brain went to, yo, how fucked up does it have to be if ex-NBA players is having to figure out a finesse? Some people would argue, yo, they finessing to sustain a lifestyle. That's fine. What they're doing it for is a whole nother fucking wormhole. But the idea that it has to happen means that it's really sick out here. When the NBA extended their credit limit of what they could do, I was like, wait, the NBA is operating on credit. We need to ask ourselves a completely different question about how we giving it up in life. And then the finance guru was like, I don't have no fucking debit card. Yeah. My kids don't have no debit card. We only use credit. And said it proud, and I was like, oh. So back to 19 Keys and like, bro, y'all really understand how money work or not? For real. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what got me thinking. And B said it on our call last week. It's like, bro, it's people that want to be rich, wealthy, and famous and can't manage $16,000, let alone $16 million. That shit hit like a ton of bricks because it really is real. Like, you can't even take care. You can't take care of this. What you gonna do when you get on? Outside of have to revert back to scamming when you done touched a few M's already. That was hard. That part of it was heartbreaking for real. And that's not to say that that's them folks. It's not an indictment of the players themselves. It's an indictment of the structure and the lack of education in and around money. So for shit, if it is only rapper shoot the basketball nigga, can we make sure that they're equipped to sustain this access to these resources? Like, can we at least provide that? Yeah. And then.
Sure. Yeah, there's a reason why in America, though, that there isn't, like, those courses aren't just regularly accessible. You know what I mean?
There is indeed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we need you to be a cog and get put right into the system to give it right back. So,
right.
Or at least owe us in the meantime. Like, more so, we want you to owe us. Like, don't even give it back, just owe us. We need to always show that we got this amount of money, this amount that is owed to us, so we can, leverage that to our next bag.
Or you could be a head coach and have and get a lap dance.
That's nuts out of me, bro. Nigga can't even get a lap dance now,
get a lap dance, bro. No, you can't get a lap dance because you losing, my nigga. You got me fucked up.
You get like that's the reason he needs a lap dance. Yeah, this nigga's sad,
bro. At 0-4, they can't get a lap dance.
You got me fucked up, bro. You 0-4, my nigga, and we supposed to be lit. You can't get no lap dance. I don't want to hear nothing you talk about, my G.
Bro, give me my lap dance if I'm 0-4. I don't want. Like, I gotta deal with y'all every week.
I just want to
losing.
G, I'm not trying to hear nothing you talking about. You 0-4, fam. You get no box.
Also,
that's crazy.
Also,
that's
if you gonna get a lap dance, bro, you gotta.
You wildin'. That's too far now.
Also, if you gonna get a lap dance, bro, you gotta, put your bottom into it.
That's what it was. That's what
my man had his bottom out and his chest forward. You look guilty, bro. With the arms down, bro. You look guilty, my man. You resting your chin on her shoulder. I'll take a photo too, bro. Like, look at this nigga right here.
But this the sick part. I blame all his players. Urban Meyer done had some boys on his team.
True.
Y'all never taught Urban Meyer the technique. Y'all didn't help your man. Like, yo, you can't look goofy. That's crazy.
It's too late. They were like, this nigga, we 0-4.
We don't even want to fuck with him. My brother, y'all know how I feel about y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
As we venture into our weeks, you want to leave people with anything? You got anything left about?
I wish I could say something. I wish I could.
You close though. You be able to make your announcement soon, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I might actually get on the camera. I might just come sit.
Right, just come sit in the middle real quick. G, you got anything?
Nah, B.
For our listeners, thank you. For our new subscribers, welcome. It's been a hell of a journey thus far. Episode 172?
3?
173. Episode 173. This has been a hell of a journey. If you do end up going back, salute to you. If you just here and you just here to pick it up and go, like even more power to you. Welcome.
Also, man, love on the spectrum gotta stop it, bro. I know that much.
They showing out.
They gotta stop it, man. they gonna get two people together from the first season and the second season, and they just had an amazing time, man. Shit was out of pocket. shit was out of pocket.
We do our show reviews normally when we're not on time constraints, but with big love.
If I wasn't a G, bro, I'd have shed a tear, bro. Seeing that shit.
It is with big love we welcome our new subscribers and our day ones. Y'all know how we rock with y'all. Our challenge for this week for all of us is to start with the story we're telling ourselves when we're interfacing new information, new opportunities, new adventures, new people, especially those who come from not so fortunate circumstances and not so much access. Perhaps this is your break. Perhaps this is your opportunity. But if you're telling yourself a story that doesn't lend that way, you may miss it, right? So instead of being so doom and gloom, instead of being, being a pessimist, like, why this can't happen? Nah, this is happening for a reason. So you can fully step into that moment because you're ready, you're prepared, you're equipped. And it's a stepping stone to the next phase that may have its own battles and its own adversity, but that does not mean that any pushback, any tension that you may interface is a deterrent. It's just a reminder to tighten your screws. It's a tighten to find better insulation, find a better circle. It's a reminder or a knock to really, really be on your shit. But it's not an indictment, or it isn't a reason to fold ever. So with that, you already know how we do. You know how we give it up. Let's take over the world. It's been another episode of Meet the Brave Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Love.
Yes.